Hey, good people, it's Jamie, and it is day three of the Purpose Path series, and day three is on identifying your gifts. So, yeah, day one, just to recap, was embracing your story, and day two was your core values. Hey, Robin, and now we're at day three with identifying your gifts. So, I will say, this one was a little interesting when I got to trying to break it down, but it is all in the flow of your path to purpose, right? So identifying your gifts. This will be probably short and sweet. Um, I believe that we are created with our gifts, and so like today's post said, you're equipped with everything you need to fulfill your purpose because we are, I'm gonna get rid of that. We are created with our gifts. And so that should actually excite you because that can do away with the mindset that we sometimes find ourselves in, that imposter syndrome or mindset of I'm not enough, I'm not equipped, I'm not qualified, that you already have in you the gifts that you need to fulfill your purpose. So on this path to purpose, and I'm excited to get into that tomorrow. Day four will be pursuing your purpose. But with identifying your gifts, you probably know them. It's just putting a name to them. It's probably something that you're often told you're good at. And let me just back up a little to give you the difference, a couple of things that are the difference between your gifts and then your talents. So when I say gifts, that's something innate. It comes naturally to you. Something you probably can pinpoint once you have a name for it that you've done since a child. It's just a part, like for example, my gifts are giving, helps, and exaltation. So I know I wasn't surprised. I actually did it like a spiritual gifts test a couple times at church. They always come back the same, and it wasn't surprising because I can trace that back. That that helps. Always wanting to be of service and that helping spirit, that exaltation. That's why I'm so like right. The building up and encouraging others is just something that I've always done. And so, in identifying your gifts, those are the things that you can say you just kind of do. You can't trace it back to where you got it from versus your skills or your talents, right? It's because it's a craft. It's something that you've practiced. It's something that you went to school for. A talent, right? You play the piano because you took piano lessons. The gift may be music. The gift may be that you can just easily catch the note, hear the notes, or right. That's the gift. But the skill in playing the piano, you had to learn. So that's if that helps a little with gifts versus talents. And I want to talk about identifying your gifts. The free download and worksheet today will just be some questions to help kind of trigger something in your head that's like, okay, so I list out the spiritual gifts and then ask you some questions. For example, now, like, think about what brings you joy. Like, you're happiest when you're doing what? In my case, right? Are you happiest when you're helping people? The gift of giving, I sometimes don't even share that one, but the gift of giving, there's some people, right, that is just not their gift. It does not make them happy to have to give. That just comes natural to me to give. I'm not worried about how it's going to come back. It comes back. I'm okay. It brings me joy to be able to bless someone else, right? That the idea that I'm blessed to be a blessing is not a foreign concept or something I had to learn or get. It's just kind of there. So ask yourself, right, what brings you joy and when are you happiest? And then when you find that moment, I'm happiest this or that, what are you really doing Think about that as a child, right? What brought you joy? What did you spend a lot of your time doing? What comes natural to you? And then when you come up with some things, ask yourself, how does it help someone else? Because our gifts are given to us to serve. So that will also give you a good idea on if you've kind of identified that correctly. Because if it's not something that can serve someone else or help someone else, and I may be challenged on this, but I dare to say then it's not your gift. Because God's intent is with our gifts that we serve others. It's for the whole body, right? For the whole community. It's for the world. It's to put out there. It's not just for yourself. So that's another indication that can kind of help you when you assess and ask yourself those questions. Who can benefit from this, right? Who can I, how does this help someone? And you probably can come up with the answer, right? Me being a life coach, motivational speaker, which I like to say impact speaker, because I don't want to just get you hyped and motivated, right? I want to impact you so that there's some action and some change. So that's why I say I'm an impact speaker, but exaltation and helps are right in line with those. Now, did I set out the gate and be like, yeah, that's what I want to do? No, that's kind of where my path led me, path to purpose. Ta-da, the name of the series. But yes, that's where my path led me. But now hindsight, right? It's right in line with my gifts. So it makes sense. It's like, okay, that's why this is so fulfilling. For one, your gifts will align you with your purpose, and your purpose will align you with your piece of happy. That's where my piece of happy comes from, right? My purpose, my peace and happy is being aligned and doing what you were purposed to do. And so God did not give you your purpose, which we all agree to, right? We know we're created for a reason, for a purpose, without equipping you, because that's just the God He is, without equipping you with what you need to fulfill that. So day 3, identifying your gifts. That's what that's about. Like I said, short and sweet, because it's an exercise I can't say, so ta-da, here are your gifts. You have to kind of do that, ask yourself those questions, do that reflection, and identify them. Now, the worksheet, like I said, does show you them. And I wish there was a way to actually share on here. Can I share on here? I don't know. But it's a diagram that I have. If you go to the link in the bio, and it's, again, every day is its own download. So it'll be good for just shy of 24 hours before I update it for day 4. But it's there, and you'll see the 3 circles, and you'll connect that. We've already talked about your story. That's your personality, your story, who you are. We talked about there's a circle for core values, which we talked about yesterday. And if you missed anything, day 1, day 2, and day 3 will be in IGTV and on YouTube. But so how that ties to then identifying your gifts, those 3 circles, and you'll see the heart in the middle that says purpose, because those 3 things will help you to get to your purpose. So day 4 will be on pursuing your purpose. That will take some assessment as well. Ask yourself some of those same questions, but we'll get into that, and then continue on the path to purpose. And then once you do identify your purpose, without giving up too much of day 4, we'll get into some obstacles that you may run into, some mindset shifts, and some things that have to take place to make sure that you can walk that out committed and fully. So I did say short. That's all. Robin, shout out to you for joining on and hanging out with me. Thank you so much. So I've been talking to myself. And for anyone catching the replay, comment replay. Let me know you saw it, like it, share it, and show up for day 4, which will be pursuing your purpose. I thank you for taking the time to watch this. Again, Robin, thank you for hanging out and sharing this space with me. And that's all for now. Continue to walk in peace and happy.